and blessings, light and love. It's your girl, Ray Queen, and we are ready to jump into the next 3 chakras. Understand that from an African perspective, there are 3 heart chakras, right? And they are the most important energy centers because, first of all, the Egyptians believed that there are 2 heart chakras in addition to the heart chakra that most people already know about, right? And it is considered, the heart chakras are considered the most important chakra because there are 5 energy centers above it and 5 energy centers below the heart chakras. And so it acts as a bridge between the higher and the lower self. So it is considered by most the most important. Definitely from an African perspective, it is considered the most important. So the 3 heart chakras include the first one, which is the one most of us know about. That is referred to as Hathor, Ogun, or the heart chakra. And we'll talk more about these deities later on. The next heart is the Mayat, Unconditional Love heart chakra. And the one above that is the Shu, Universal Love. And again, we'll talk about this more later. So the heart chakra is all about love. It's about compassion, caring, sympathy, giving love, receiving love. So many of us have a hard time receiving love. Self-love, self-care, universal love, and unconditional love, like I mentioned earlier. The heart chakra is where we find balance, right? Higher, lower self, physical, spiritual. That's why Mayat is attributed to the heart chakras. So the heart chakra, the 2 of them are air chakras. And for this reason, the heart is intimately connected to the air in our lungs, right? Our breath. So deep breathing is a great exercise for this chakra. Sometimes you need to just slow down and breathe. Most of us breathe too many breaths per minute. So we're not effectively circulating nutrients, minerals, vitamins, oxygen throughout our body. So what I want you to try to do, begin to do, is to inhale for 3 counts and then exhale for 3 counts, right? Most of us don't do that. And then gradually increase that. It's going to heal you in so many different ways, including several dis-eases that might be present. Okay, anyway, in your workbooks, there's some information on this. Okay, so the heart chakra energy is a powerful healing energy, right? This is where most of our healing energy comes from. And it actually flows from the heart and the lungs, through the arms, all the way down to the palm of our hands. And this is why we know preachers who lay hands on people to heal them. This is why a mother's touch is healing. This is why we heal ourselves, because if we get a stomach ache, if we hurt our leg or our knee, what's the first thing we do? Yep, we put our hands over it. We touch it with the palm of our hands because the healing energy that emanates from our heart chakras is powerful and it's healing, and it flows through our arms to our hands. Yep, that's what that's about. So, excuse me. Let's move on to some of the symbols and correspondences. So there will be some variations in the symbols and correspondences as we talk about the 3 different heart chakras. All of this is represented in your notebook, so make sure you order your workbooks from the website so you can follow along. But generally speaking, this chart here represents the symbols and correspondences for the heart chakra. The location is the heart, the element is air, the function is love, all types of love. The interstate is compassion and love. The gland is the thymus. The thymus is at the center of our chest. But it also includes, like I just mentioned, the lungs, the heart, arms, and the hands. That should say hands, not hats. Get your life, girl. Manifestations include asthma, high blood pressure, heart disease, lung disease, and so many other ones that we're going to talk about as we get further into each of the different heart chakras. The color, of course, is green or pink, and we're going to talk about that too. The vibration is lam with an L. Lam, lam. Okay, the corresponding verb is I love, generally speaking, but we're going to talk about some other verbs for the other chakras. The sense, of course, is touch. Like I mentioned, when you touch something when you feel bad, a mother's touch, rubbing your belly. So touch is the sense associated with all of the heart chakras. Herbs include jasmine, yarrow, marjoram, stones, generally speaking, because there are more, and there are ones that I use more often than these, but emerald, tourmaline, rose quartz, generally speaking. And then the deities are Hathor, Mayat, Ogun, and Shu. If you're not familiar with these African deities, you will be if you keep rocking with your girl. And then the chief operating quality is equilibrium, right? Balance. Again, Mayat, balance. So let's talk about the first heart chakra, which is going to be known from now on as the Hathor Ogun heart energy center. So this fifth or fourth chakra reflects your self-love in the same way it reflects your ability to give love and to receive love. See, you are in a primary relationship with yourself first and foremost. And if the relationship with yourself is not adequate, you will not be able to give love, nor will you be able to receive love. Most of us can love other people. We can give them kind and loving words and compassion, but we tend to be cruel to ourselves and overly judgmental to ourselves. So this is the question I need you to answer in your workbooks. And if you don't have the workbook, that's cool. Just write it down. How do you speak to yourself? Let me say that again. How do you speak to yourself? And a lot of people think, I don't really have self-talk. Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. I want you to monitor the thoughts that go through your head, right? And sometimes it might not be so obviously damaging, like you're stupid, or why do you think you can do that? It's not that. Sometimes it manifests in the form of not finishing a project because you've told yourself time and time again you don't have what it takes without telling yourself that, right? So we tend to pick up projects and drop projects. Or if somebody gives you a compliment, you don't want to receive it, right? Because you don't think you're worthy of it. How do you speak to yourself? What is the pillow talk conversation you have with yourself? Because you need to be loving on you. Damn what that brother has to say or that sister has to say. Damn that. What is the pillow talk conversation you have with yourself? Do you whisper sweet nothings in your own damn ear? If you don't, you need to start, and I mean today, right now. So your heart chakra, again, is all about giving love, but it's also about receiving love. Receiving love from other people and receiving love from ourselves. So let's talk about posture for a minute, because posture is important, right? It's not only necessary for our skeletal health, but energetically speaking, it's good for our energy health. Because if you slump over and you hold your shoulders and your head forward, and you are actually sheltering your heart chakra, you're closing off your heart chakra, right? So if you see somebody slumped over like that, you know that they're not receiving love, they're not giving love, they don't love themselves. You know when you see somebody, hey, they look pathetic, they look bad, they look sad, they look like they have no self-esteem, right? We've all seen these people. To open up your heart chakra and to make sure that person is not you, I want you to pull your shoulders back and hold your head up. Just look up. Kind of look up when you're walking. That's going to make sure that you open up your heart chakra. When I tell you, it's going to help you in your relationships with your whoever. It's also going to help you with your relationship with yourself. I know I said that wrong. It's also going to help you with the relationship you have with yourself. Posture, a simple thing like posture. Another thing you can do is a stretch exercise that expands your chest, right? And what I call it the door stretch. I don't know what it's called, but that's what I call it. Just stand between a door, in the middle of a door, and hold the frames on each side. And then allow your whole body to fall forward with your arms holding you so that your back is stretched all the way. And then do it the opposite direction. You can feel the stretch in your back. That's a good way to open up your chest and your heart chakras. And then, ladies, I want to talk about our breast and how they have everything to do with our heart chakras. Our womanhood is intimately connected to our heart chakras. And from an energetic perspective, breast cancer is an imbalance of our heart chakras. So be careful not to nurture other people at the expense of your own care. And that's what women are guilty of doing so often. We give, and nurture other people, but we don't give, and nurture ourselves. And that ends today. Today. Do not make me come into your house. I want you to start loving on you immediately. Immediately. Okay. So anything that physically or metaphorically opens up your chest area will help to awaken your heart chakra. And another key is deep breathing. Deep breathing is essential for heart chakra activation. Most of us don't breathe deeply. And I'm telling you right now, if you breathe deeply and you breathe correctly, you can heal yourself from so many diseases that are out there. Trust me when I tell you. Because when you breathe deeply, you get to circulate your minerals and your nutrients and oxygen. Most of our cells and our tissues and our blood, they're starving. They're starving. They are starving because they're not being fed the oxygen that they need. So right now, one thing you can do is to breathe deep and take less breaths per minute. So start with inhaling for 3 seconds and exhaling for 3 seconds. Do that often throughout the day. Some people can't even do it. You're going to find it difficult. You're going to feel like you're holding your breath when really you should be allowing the energy and the oxygen to circulate. So in for 3, out for 3, and then gradually go to 4, and then to 5, and then to 6, and watch your life change. Watch it happen. Get your health, girl. Okay. So remember that the heart chakra is an air element. One of them happens to be a fire element. We'll talk about that later. But air and breath is the aspect of, breath is the aspect of the air element that we can control. So control your breathing. Oh my God. So simple. Fresh air is also another aspect we can control. Open up the windows in your house, child. Open them up, get some fresh air, allow that fresh air to circulate in your home whenever possible. Cool. So now let's talk about the unconditional love chakra. And that is the Mayat. I love Mayat. If I'm so heavily into Kemetic spirituality, so you guys are going to see me really trip out on some of the Kemetic philosophies. Now, I rock with the traditional African spiritualities and the gods and goddesses from the Yoruba tribe. I rock with all of it, but Mayat that's my girl. Love Mayat. So anyway, Mayat chakra vibrates with the F note, and that would be 526 to 606 hertz. Go to YouTube, just type that in, and you can find some sounds that vibrate there. If you're doing work on this chakra, play it. Play it when you're burning your candles. Play it when you're saying your affirmations. Play it when you are saying intentions and blessing and saging and clearing your stones that you're working with. Just play it. Play it when your boyfriend, husband, wife, children, whatever, the loving people in our lives get on our nerves, play it so you don't kill them. All right. Where were we? It is this unconditional love chakra, the Maya chakra, is driven by a principle of complete acceptance and complete love. A love that accepts everyone for who they are with all their strengths, weaknesses, shortcomings, all of that. Most of us have conditions on our love. We got to cut that out. Love is just love. Now, I ain't saying you got to be with somebody that's not compatible, but that ain't got nothing to do with love. You can still love somebody unconditionally. You have to accept them. You have to accept them in order to love them. Love is a transforming energy that is an essential element of any relationship. So unconditional love will transform, right? It will transform, but that cannot be your goal. You cannot go into a love situation, hoping to transform someone, because that's not how it works. The energy of unconditional love in and of itself will transform. And it goes beyond ego. It goes beyond the limits of ego, because when we bring ego into our relationships, it eliminates unconditional love. So get rid of your ego in your relationships. Now, you can take your ego to your job. Take it with you there, but get rid of it in your relationships. A person with an open heart chakra lives in harmony. They're happy, they're passionate, they're able to love, and they're able to be loved. Now, let me go back for a minute, because I didn't cover this with the Hathor heart chakra. The first heart chakra, that's the lowest one. It is, or it's considered the fourth, because you have the root, then you have the sacred, then you have the solar plexus, then you have the first heart chakra, which is the Hathor. That is also known as the hand chakra. Now, let me tell you why it's called the hand chakra. It is because our hands transmit, move, and transfer energy. And as I mentioned before, that hands play a big role in self-healing and in healing other people and in just Mother Nature, right? So I'm talking more about that in a minute. But the location of the hand chakra is the hand. And it encompasses the entire hand and the focused palm of the hand. The palm of the hand, where everybody uses that to touch themselves when they want to heal themselves or heal other people, right? Now, this is a fire element. The first chakra is not air, it's fire. It's a fire element. Its verb is I help, I help, I help. Now listen, when I give you these verbs throughout this whole time, I've given you a verb or a correspondence with each of these chakras. You can use those as affirmations, right? I am, I have, I help, I love, whatever. You can use those. But this one is I help, I help. To be of service is so dope. Try it sometimes. It vibrates with the F note, but it's at 565 hertz. And the vibration is hum, hum. Now understand, when we make these different consonants, the way we have to move our mouths and our tongues and our throats will cause a different vibration in the body. So that's why it's important to know that. The hand chakra is the one that channels energy, right? It channels energy. And this hand chakra, or the first heart chakra, channels energy from the throat. And therefore, our hands are used as a means of communication, right? It travels from the heart up to the throat, down through the arms, into the palm of our hands. It is a means of communication. And it is through the hands that most energy healing is channeled. Most of it. Say word, word. So, an unbalanced chakra. Let's talk about that. An unbalanced heart chakra. So, an unbalanced blocked hands represent an inability to care for ourselves. So physically, if you have an unbalanced heart or hand chakra, I call it hands more than anything instead of the heart. So you'll hear me go back and forth, just rock with it. You might have arthritis, tennis elbows, shoulder. What does it say? Should pain? Girl, I've been trying to type this up so fast. No. Shoulder pain, carpal tunnel. I'm not perfect, and neither are you. Perspiration, tendonitis, or cyst. Cysts that occur anywhere in the body. If it's a cyst, it is a hand chakra imbalance. Etherically speaking, an imbalance with the hand chakra might manifest if you're holding on to old ideas, old values, old traditions, or old thoughts that no longer serve you, or thoughts that were never yours to begin with. In your workbook, there's a place for all of this, so I hope you are rocking with it. Now let's talk about a mental imbalance or unbalanced hand chakra. You might experience burnout. You might compare yourself to others. You might be very competitive, not just regular competitive, very competitive. You might be unable to receive love unconditionally. And you might have a feeling of guilt. Whenever you do something for yourself, take time for yourself, love on yourself, self-care, you might feel guilty about that. And you got to cut that out. And then spiritually speaking, you might feel ungrounded, spacey, lost in your thoughts, or unable to heal. And that means unable to heal from heartbreaks and physical problems. If you're one of those people who gets a cold for like a month, that's a heart chakra imbalance. Or if you cut yourself and it takes forever to heal, that's a heart chakra imbalance. Or if you get a broken heart and you break up, you end a relationship, and a year later you're still mourning that's a heart chakra imbalance. Emotionally speaking, a hand imbalance might look like you always want to be alone. You just want to be alone. You might suffer from phobias of germs. You might feel undervalued. You might feel frustrated often. You might feel anxious often. You might be angry unnecessarily, and you might be unable to ask for help. So let's talk about how do we heal this. You can use a lot. So healing the hand starts first off by regularly washing your hands. Regularly wash your hands and moisturize your hands. Just take care of your hands, basically. And then try eating your food with your hands. This is so powerful. And this is one I struggle with. I eat my tacos with a fork and people tease me. It's because I don't like to lick my fingers and I'm not into all that. But it's one of the best things you can do to open up your heart chakra, so you can connect your hands, the healing power of your hands, to your food, to the things you're putting into your body. So eat your food with your hands when appropriate. Okay. And then some aromatherapy, of course. We got the frankincense, which provides feeling of comfort, nurture, and love. German chamomile, which reduces depression and reduces anger. Lavender, which is promotes relaxation, it's anti-anxiety, and it fights depression. Of course, myrrh does all of that. Rose will help to create a feeling of love. And sandalwood provides feelings of comfort and love. Okay. And then, of course, there are foods, healing foods for the hand: kale, broccoli, spinach, foods high in vitamin K, foods high in vitamin C. Pumpkin seeds and berries are really good for the healing the hand chakra. And then stones, clear quartz, diamond, tangerine quartz. I use the clear quartz a lot. That's my go-to. Okay. Now we're moving on up to the Mayat chakra. And let's talk about what an unbalanced, unconditional love Mayat chakra looks like. It creates a lack of connection with others, and it also breaks the bridge that links the physical world to the spiritual world. So it's really important that we rock with our Mayat chakra. I love the Mayat chakra. So physical imbalances include heart palpitations, arrhythmia, heart attacks, circulatory disease, blood disorders, and high blood pressure. Etherically speaking, you might be holding on to memories of heartbreak or betrayal, holding on to memories of judgment by those that we love, people who judged us, people that we love, like our parents will say things, they judge us, and we hold on to that. I know I had to do a lot of work around things my mother said to me out of love. I didn't have like an abusive mother or anything, but out of love, even the kindest, most well intentioned words can hurt us. And so if we hold on to the memories of judgment by those we love, it can cause a balance in the Mayat. If you hold on to memories of a conditioned love, where somebody only love you based off conditions they placed on you, or if you hold on to the hurt we got from trusting others, I'll never trust again. You're holding on to that hurt. Then you might have an etheric imbalance in the Mayat chakra. And then mentally speaking, you might be defensiveness. You might exhibit passive aggressive behavior, might be overly suspicious. You might be judgmental. You might be enjoy isolation excessively. Now, I like to be isolated sometimes, but not excessively. You might be a recluse. You might be antisocial. And then emotionally, you might have a tendency to feel like you're a victim. You might be overly defensive. You might be jealous of a lot of people for no reason. You might fear intimacy. You might be codependent, and you might rely on others for their approval and their attention. You might try to please others at all costs. You might have an inability to connect. You might hold grudges. You might not be able to forgive. That was my struggle for a long time. I had to do the most work around that. Y'all have no idea. You might be anxious. You might have control issues. You might have emotional confusion. You might be unloving, uncaring. You might be in dysfunctional relationships. You might be grieving for a long time, grieving for an inappropriate amount of time. And spiritually speaking with the Mayat, you might be unable to forgive yourself. Unable to forgive yourself for something you've done. So to heal the Mayat, you can use aromatherapy, of course, bergamot, which helps to boost mood, eucalyptus, which helps to soothe the mind, jasmine, which is an aphrodisiac. It helps to get you in the mood for love, but it also helps to open you up to love. And then, it also enhances the libido. And then lavender can help fight anxiety. Of course, the foods include leafy greens, like the hand chakra, like kale, spinach, chard, collard, dandelion, mustard greens, lettuce, sprouts. But also for the Mayat chakra specifically, I want you to eat cabbage, artichokes, celery, and limes. Also, kiwi. Add kiwi to that list. My bad. And then healing stones include green aventurine, which I love, jade, malachite, my most favorite heart chakra stone, Mayat chakra stone, malachite. And again, don't forget to state your intentions when you're working with your stones. Charge them, clear them. If you need the spray, you can get that on my website. Place them in the moonlight, in the sunlight, submerge them in salts. But you got to make sure your stones connect with the universe in order for them to have the powers that we want them to have. Now let's talk about the universal love shu chakra. It is positioned halfway between the heart and the throat. So it's right underneath the throat, right? It's right underneath the throat. And it vibrates with the F note at 800 hertz. It is associated with the lungs and the nervous system, and its color is dark pink and purple. This chakra is about loving without reservation and without expecting reciprocity. Imagine that. How many mother suckers do you know that love without reservation and without expecting reciprocity? It helps us to be of service, without any expectation in return. This Shu chakra connects you with your spiritual aspirations and your life goals. It helps you to make decisions based on awareness and insight. It helps you to make decisions based on awareness and insight. A person with an open Shu energy center will have empathy. Empathy. If you're an empath, that means you have a powerful and open and balanced universal love chakra. A person with an open heart chakra, open Shu chakra will live in harmony, and you will be connected to your creator and your higher self. So what does it look like to be unbalanced in your Shu chakra? You might experience burnout, depression, asthma, allergies, bronchitis, pneumonia, chocolate abuse. I should have put that in bold. Chocolate abuse. If you love chocolate way too much, and I'm not talking about chocolate men. I like chocolate men. I'm talking about if you eat a lot of chocolate to the point where you know it's not good for you, you probably have an unbalanced Shu chakra. If you have early physical signs of aging, if you look older than what you are, girlfriend, work on your Shu. Chest congestion, hyperventilation, influenza, respiratory problems, or if you experience a shortness of breath regularly, then you have physical symptoms of a blocked Shu. Etherically speaking, your Shu chakra might be blocked or unbalanced if you're holding on to memories of holding on to old memories that no longer serve you. If you have no direction, you're soulless or purposeless, or if you go through the motions with no joy, like if you're just living life, you get up, you go to work, you do what you have to do, you're going through the motions and you're not experiencing any joy, you might have a unbalanced Shu chakra. And mentally speaking, you might not be able to establish boundaries for yourself. You might please others at your own expense. You might be narrow-minded. And emotionally speaking, you might have a lack of compassion. You might be unable to love. You might be overly demanding. You might need constant acknowledgement. I went through a period in my life where I needed that. It was ridiculous. You might have a savior complex. If you are a Captain Saberho, if you always taking in people that you have to help save themselves from themselves, then you definitely have a blocked Shu chakra. Work on it, child. Or if you're addicted to love, if you can't be alone, you always have to be love, around love, in love, with love, then you have an unbalanced Shu chakra. Spiritually speaking, you might have a loss of connection to your purpose. You might be rejecting who you are, meaning not accepting, somewhere deep down who you're supposed to be, but you're rejecting that. If you don't feel you are part of a greater universe, then you might have a blocked Shu chakra. So how do we heal this blocked Shu chakra? Volunteer, be of service. Set boundaries for yourself. Wear pink. And then the thymus tap. Your thymus is a gland in the center of your chest. And if you just tap it, and right in the center of your chest or at the base of your collarbone, if you just tap it from time to time, it will help to calm your nervous system, and it will help to bring your energy levels up. Okay. And then aromatherapy, you can use rose or ylang ylang. They help to provide feelings of nurturing and feelings of love, loving feelings. And then foods include red foods this time. Things like beets, radishes, red cabbage, red onion, red potatoes, berries, blood oranges, cranberries, cherries, pink grapefruit, pink lemonade is a very easy way. And then healing crystals include garnets, rose quartz, ruby. Rose quartz is the bomb. Garnet is the bomb too, actually. Either of those vibrate with the Shu chakra. And then I want to share with you also a healing technique, how you can learn to use your own healing power. I want you to sit comfortably, close your eyes, and visualize green, the color green, spinning at your heart. You can use green or you can use pink. Just visualize that color circulating around your heart. Breathe deeply and slowly and let that color get bigger and bigger and bigger. So let it start out as a small green dot or pink dot and visualize it getting bigger and bigger and bigger until it encompasses your entire chest cavity, right? Now imagine it flowing through your arms to your hands. Okay, that same green color is coming through your arms to the palms of your hand. Now rub your palms together. And now I want you to place your palm on your pain, whether it's emotional or physical. Place your palm on your pain. If you have a headache, do that technique and place your hands on your head where it aches, on your shoulder, on your back, wherever you're experiencing pain. And then if you have a heartache or heartbreak or you're sad, place it on your heart. Place it on your throat if you can't breathe. Use your own healing power. Listen, if you're new to the chakras, if you're new to energy healing, some of this might sound a little woo-woo. Woo-woo-woo. Woo-woo-woo. But this is God's work. So learn to use it. All right? All right. Say word, say word. Next week, we're on to the throat chakra, where the deities are Tahuti and Obatala. It's all about communication. All about communication. So, in your workbooks, there were, of course, pages where you can complete everything we talked about, as well as journal topics. Please, please, please do your journal exercises. Journaling is the strongest point of focus. It is very healing. So take the time to complete all of them. There's quite a few of them in there. This workbook is actually shorter than the other workbooks in previous chakras, but it still covered the material. So anyway, if you don't have the workbook, buy it on my website so you can do the journal exercises. And next week, I will see you when we talk about how we show up in our communication and how we can heal our communication center. Peace and blessings, light and love, and wishing you all the very best in health.